The Oval Office was the setting for a highly anticipated meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on March 1, 2025. The meeting, intended to showcase unity and continued support for Ukraine amidst the ongoing conflict with Russia, was instead marred by a shocking display of discord. Reports indicate that the two leaders engaged in a heated exchange, with Trump accusing Zelensky of ungratefulness for U.S. aid and obstructing peace negotiations. Sources present at the meeting describe a tense atmosphere from the outset. Trump, flanked by aides including then National Security Advisor Mike Pence, appeared agitated. He reportedly berated Zelensky, accusing him of not showing sufficient appreciation for the billions of dollars in military and financial aid provided by the U.S. to Ukraine. Adding fuel to the fire, Trump alleged that Zelensky's government was hindering efforts to reach a negotiated settlement with Russia. Zelensky, visibly caught off guard by the accusations, defended Ukraine's position. He reiterated his country's gratitude for U.S. support, but maintained that Ukraine would not be bullied into accepting a peace deal that compromised its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The Ukrainian president emphasized that Russia, as the aggressor in the conflict, must be held accountable for its actions. The heated back and forth between the two leaders reportedly reached a boiling point when Trump abruptly ended the meeting. He ordered the Ukrainian delegation to leave the Oval Office, canceling a planned joint press conference and the signing of a strategic agreement on U.S. access to Ukrainian rare earth minerals. Zelensky, maintaining his composure, departed the White House without further incident. The abrupt and acrimonious end to the Trump-Zelensky meeting sent shockwaves through the international community. What was meant to be a display of solidarity transformed into a public spectacle of disunity, raising serious concerns about the future of U.S.-Ukraine relations. The cancellation of the joint press conference and the agreement signing further amplified the perception of a relationship in crisis. U.S. officials, scrambling to contain the fallout, offered conflicting narratives about the meeting. Some downplayed the significance of the exchange, characterizing it as a frank and productive discussion. Others acknowledged the tensions, attributing them to Trump's frustration with the lack of progress in peace negotiations and Zelensky's unwavering stance against Russian aggression. The cancellation of the agreement on rare earth minerals carried significant economic and strategic implications. The deal, years in the making, would have granted U.S. companies access to Ukraine's vast reserves of these critical minerals, essential for a range of technologies including smartphones, electric vehicles, and military equipment. The collapse of the agreement represented a major setback for U.S. efforts to reduce its reliance on China for these resources. The fallout from the Oval Office meeting extended beyond the immediate diplomatic and economic repercussions. It raised broader questions about U.S. leadership on the world stage and its commitment to supporting Ukraine in the face of Russian aggression. The incident also fueled concerns about Trump's temperament and his ability to manage complex foreign policy challenges. In the immediate aftermath of the Oval Office meeting, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky found himself navigating a diplomatic minefield. Despite the public humiliation he endured at the hands of his American counterpart, Zelensky chose to take the high road. In a series of carefully crafted statements, he expressed gratitude for U.S. support while defending Ukraine's right to self-determination. Zelensky, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, thanked the U.S., President Trump, the U.S. Congress, and the American people for their unwavering support in the face of Russian aggression. He acknowledged the spat with Trump but emphasized that it would not deter Ukraine from seeking a just and lasting peace. In an interview with Fox News, Zelensky reiterated his belief that the relationship with the U.S. remained strong despite the incident. The international community watched the unfolding drama with a mixture of concern and disbelief. Western leaders, long accustomed to U.S. leadership on the world stage, expressed solidarity with Zelensky and voiced their unwavering support for Ukraine. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, in a strongly worded statement, condemned Russia's continued aggression and called for unity among Western allies in the face of Russian provocations. Russia, predictably, seized on the incident to sow discord and advance its own narrative. Russian state media, controlled by the Kremlin, portrayed the Oval Office meeting as evidence of Zelensky's weakness and instability. They accused the Ukrainian president of being a puppet of the West, incapable of acting in the best interests of his own people. Russian officials, echoing these sentiments, called on the international community to abandon its support for Ukraine and engage in direct negotiations with Moscow. The fiery exchange between Trump and Zelensky cast a long shadow over the future of U.S. Ukraine relations. While both sides attempted to downplay the significance of the incident, the damage was done. The cancellation of the strategic agreement and the public display of discord eroded trust and raised serious questions about the long-term viability of the partnership. The international community, already grappling with the complexities of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, now faced the added challenge of navigating the fractured relationship between two key players. The incident underscored the fragility of peace and the ever-present threat of escalation in a region riven by historical grievances and geopolitical rivalries. As the dust settled on the Oval Office meeting, one thing remained clear. The conflict in Ukraine was far from over. Despite the diplomatic turmoil, the fighting continued unabated, claiming the lives of both soldiers and civilians caught in the crossfire. The international community, now more than ever, faced a critical choice. Stand united in support of Ukraine's right to self-determination, or succumb to the forces of division and appeasement. The road ahead for Ukraine remained fraught with uncertainty. The country, already bearing the brunt of Russian aggression, now had to contend with a weakened partnership with its most powerful ally. The incident served as a stark reminder that even in the face of a common enemy, unity and solidarity could not be taken for granted.